Good morning, people. I am Didier Riseco, and on this time, I'm going to talk to you about a really important topic that is making a lot of controversy in Yucatan and in Mexico, and it is the Mayan train. First of all, we must know what is this train about. Well, this train is going to cover more than 900 miles starting from Cancun, and it will end in the Mayan archaeological in Palenque, which is located in Chiapas. This project is expecting to cost more than 150 million pesos, even with the government saying that we already have 570 kilometers of these rails. This project will link towns, cities, attractions, and more for people around 5 states. Planners are expecting more than 8,000 persons per day, and this train is going to work even at night as well, which means more environmental impact. We're going to talk about later. Now let's take a look in the main purpose. According to the government, the objective of this train is the social welfare of these communities, these Mayan communities. And this means that they don't have to work long hours traveling from their communities to the big cities to work in hotels, resorts, malls, etc. Now let's take a look on this image. This is all the way along that this train is going to cover around these 5 states. Now let's take a look at what people is worried about, and is the environmental impact. As we know, the Mexican jungle is a huge regulator of dioxide carbon, and this means that a build something like this, will affect us a lot in the future, and not only us, I mean our next generations. And also, there are many endangered species on these lands, which will be affected, and these species are the jaguar, primates, and other species such as the rabbit. Another thing is that it is false when the government says that this train will be powered by electricity. Why? Because in the past few years, Yucatan couldn't even stand with its own electricity. If we want to power up a train like this, we must turn off the half of the state, which is impossible. So this train, it is probably going to use diesel or gasoline. The social issues. Well, people will not be benefited as the government says. Why? Because big enterprises do not want to work with people who haven't experienced something like this, who has not who have not experienced. So these communities will not have a work as the government says on this construction. And also people will have to sell their lands to the government. Now let's take a look on some possible solutions for this problem. First of all, we must know that we're taking possession from these communities. We're taking their things. This includes ethical values. We must take in count these values, and do not these things, and don't do these things. I'm sorry. Now, another possible solution for the environmental impact could be the hotel companies with ecological things such as recycling water, photovoltaic power generation, rainwater storage, etc. Adjust the number of visitors to 150 per hour, which is the quarter of what the government is planning. The government is planning to bring around 600 people per hour, which is a lot. And then science says that 5 cross points for animals will be affected by these rails, which could induce these animals to a terrible death. So they need to construct a passage for the animals so they can cross without any problem and dangerous. Thank you, teacher.